Hello, my name is Jeff. I'll be your shitlord this evening, morning, whatever the fuck it is for you. Today we'll be talking about Gamergate, what it is, where it's going, blah 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 blah. This isn't my first attempt at this. My laptop is actually shitty, like really shitty at this. So I'm doing this on my phone now, which is why you'll see huge hands appear on the screen every once in a while. I have about 20 minutes, and I learned that because the 18-minute mark, the 20-minute mark, turned off in the middle of a sentence. So, it's about ethics. Gamergate is about ethics. We all are looking to improve our media. Some people, that means silencing the social justice warriors 100%. For some people, that means giving equal platform to every idea, no matter how ludicrous. For some people, it's about a campaign to erase whatever. And from the anti-ethics side, it's a campaign to silence diversity. Now, they never cite an actual Gamergator saying that. They just declare it, and they've got the audience. Well, they've got an audience. They've got the wider audience than we do, because we're all just individuals. I think I have maybe 65, 70 followers, tops. No one is going to see this, because I am nobody. But nobody is the face of Gamergate. Yeah, okay, white male. Oh no. Clearly I'm in collusion with some sinister fucking military-industrial complex government enclave to destroy feminism. Or I'm a stay-at-home dad. Takes care of my son. Wife's at work doing what she does. And I just would like to see some ethics in my journalists. I mean, Occam's razor, clearly that means I'm actually 7 hamsters piloting an elaborate man suit. But let's not go too simple. It's not about harassment, it's about ethics. The reason it said it's about harassment is because that's the way to dismiss us. But, and this is the best part, this is the ingenious part that no one seems to talk about on Twitter, and I wanted to, but 140 characters, if anyone's seen my tweets, I'm not good in 140 characters. By saying it's about harassment, and saying we're pro-harassment, we now have to declare ourselves anti-harassment. Well, they want us to declare ourselves anti-harassment, and that makes it the discussion about harassment. We're no longer debating ethics as long as we're debating harassment with them. So, sound off. If you're a Gamergator and you're pro-harassment, by all means, throw it the fuck out there on Twitter. Let's get a goddamn thing going. Let's see how many people we can get saying they're pro-harassment. I'm going to bet if it's not a sock puppet account, it's not going to be a lot of people. And that's because we aren't. We're pro-ethics. And that's what this is. You can't be anti-Gamergate. You can't really be pro-Gamergate. Gamergate isn't a thing except for a placeholder title card for what has become the consumers being forced to advocate for themselves. When I say I'm no one, I don't mean that in a self-deprecating fashion. I mean, I'm no one. I'm not a game dev. I'm not a games journalist. The games journalists are my voice in the gaming industry. And for years that has not been the case, has it? It's been more about their own profit, their own friendships, their own relationships, and so on. So when the games journalists fuck up, we have consumer advocates, mostly YouTubers, or YouTubers who made it good. Jimquisition is a good example of that. Jim Sterling is an excellent example of a consumer advocate for gamers. I thought he was. I've been following him since he started on The Escapist. I think I missed the first 3 episodes because I don't really like new videos, and he kind of standoffish in those first few videos, and then I realized it was kind of a kitsch he was putting on, not so much just a tremendous ego. But look at this now. We need him to advocate for us. We need someone who's willing to step up and go, hey, maybe that's not an appropriate behavior. And the response we got was, look higher. It's not the named people who you can point to and who are doing the things. It's the faceless corporation that runs the sites. But don't be conspiracy theorists. There's no conspiracies going on by people we could name. There's no list of game journalists who are all just emailing each other and coordinating to control a narrative. That's just conspiracy theorist behavior. No. Instead, look to the faceless people who are actually pulling the strings on all of these people who are doing unethical behavior, and realize that it's because of them, the people we cannot actually call out, the people we cannot point our finger at. It's those people. It's not. You are what you do. You should be judged in every circumstance, in every circle, in every voice, in every group, by the behavior you present to that group. If you call that group shitlords, piss babies, Nazis, Klansmen, terrorists, ISIS, you say that they deserve to be castrated, tortured, killed, have their wives raped, have their homes destroyed, have their families destroyed, you deserve to be judged on that. Whether you're pro or anti-ethics, whether you're part of Gamergate or not, whether you're in the moderate, maybe you're in the neutral. I don't know how you're neutral on ethics, but maybe you're neutral on ethics. Maybe you believe that every game site should be allowed to determine their ethical standards, and I absolutely agree. It's just that the game sites that choose to not do that do so at the risk of essentially declaring themselves anti-ethics by virtue of the fact that they don't believe they need them. I'm proud of The Escapist for their ethical code switch. I'm proud of them for the lending of voices to different sides, to different devs in the industry. But at the same time, they still have contributors who are shitting on their audience on their payroll. So I won't be going back to The Escapist for a while. And that sucks, because I like The Escapist. But they cover pretty much everything I'm interested in, and a little bit more. But you can call Movie Bob a contributor, but when he says that because I disagree with him on the ideology of ethics in games, I am a harasser and rape apologizer, and I deserve to whatever the fuck he feels I deserve, he doesn't deserve my traffic. And he's a fairly prolific contributor. He does a lot of articles on movies and stuff like that I'm interested in, so I'm just going to have to find them somewhere else. And that's fine. That's the point. Boycotting is pro-censorship. Whether you agree with it or not, it is pro-censorship. But it's not. I'm not saying Movie Bob can't have a voice. I'm saying I'm not going to give money to people who are going to give him one. He can absolutely maintain his YouTube channel. He can absolutely go to Tumblr and start a blog. Leigh Alexander can start a blog. Jim Sterling can start a blog. But when they are advocating against me, they do not deserve my money. They do not deserve my time. They do not deserve my clicks. And that's how we vote. And what we're doing, because these sites have declared we're no longer their audience, we're letting their advertisers know, the advertisers who are advertising with them, to reach us, their former audience, where that audience is going to be. Niche Gamer, Mindless Zombie Studios, Review Labs, These are the places we're going to be, and these are the places that we need to tell the advertisers to come advertise to find us. And it's as simple as that. This could have been over in a day by simply just saying, there's been a claim of inappropriate conduct by one of our developers, one of our contributors or journalists with a games dev. Please respect their privacy. We're going to be doing this investigation internally. You'd still have the conspiracy theorists, but it would have acknowledged to everyone that. They could even have included in that, we're going to be closing down threads to protect the identities of the people involved. And to forestall any harassment, we're going to close down discussions on our site about this until the investigation is over. And when the investigation's over in a week, it would have blown the fuck over that they could have said what they found, which would likely have been that there was no evidence of inappropriate conduct, and it would have been fine. And then they silenced, and then they censored. And then they censored Mundane Matt by taking down his video. And then they screamed harassment, and then they screamed that we're dead. And that's where it started. Gamergate started with the death knell of gamers. And oddly enough, we're still here. I expect harassment from this. I expect possibly to be doxxed. I expect to be insulted. I expect to be told my hat is ugly. I expect to be told I'm ugly and stupid and gay and shitty and whatever the fuck. Pussy, shithead, shitlord, piss baby, fucktard, chuckle fuck, shitheel, asshat, whatever. We can still have a discussion on ethics. You don't have to like me to discuss with me what I think ethics are. And in journalism, I think it's 4 things. Disclose your sources, and we'll disclose your relationship to your sources and to the subjects of your story. Recuse yourself if you refuse to or cannot. Verify the story. So if it's one person, get a second opinion, or state that you don't have one in the disclose category. And that editors and the publishers will uphold their employees and their contributors to a standard of ethics and a standard of behavior that they feel represents their site. And that's the issue I have right now with The Escapist. But that's neither here nor there. Without reprisal, without punishment, the first 3 don't matter because no one's going to follow them. I don't give a shit if you are supporting a dev through Patreon and they are supporting you through Patreon. What I give a shit about is that you hide it. If you hide it, it means that you know people aren't going to like that. You know that's going to call you into question, and you don't want to be questioned. Everyone gets to be questioned. There is no opinion in heaven or hell, on earth or in space, in the stars above, that is sacrosanct from dissent. And now that you have declared that there is to be no dissent from your opinion, you're a religion. And you're not. You're a dogma. We can't dissent. There can't be a discussion. There can be no argument. Well, you're wrong, but it's fine because you've poisoned the well, and we're going to find water elsewhere. We've outgrown you, and we're moving on. And that's what Gamergate needs to do. Don't discuss harassment. Don't go back to these sites. Don't click on archive links. Don't touch them. Close down threads talking about Kotaku or Polygon or Gamasutra. Email their advertisers, and walk the fuck away. Our attention, even negative, feeds them. No more literally who's. Literally nothing. Talk about ethics. Don't talk about harassment. It's all about ethics, so just talk about ethics. And we'll get through this, because you can't shut down the consumers. You can't end your audience. All you can do is shutter your own store. And congratulations on that.